right now. I disagree with Chuck. I think that Harden is playing for Mike D'Antoni and Mike D'Antoni's system. That benefits him. Harden gets to do whatever the hell he wants to do with the ball. Put Kevin Durant in that offensive system and just give him free reign. Kevin Durant's the best offensive player.
Yeah. It's tough because Kevin Durant is out there. I mean, Patrick Beverley plays a couple good games of defense against KD, and all of a sudden we don't even enter him into this conversation. That said, I understand where Barkley's coming from and largely agree with him. I actually would say that. James Harden doesn't have the curse of being gifted that most athletes have. He's talented enough athletically to be in that Kobe, Jordan conversation, but on the lower end, I respect that. But what he doesn't suffer from is the craftiness, the understanding of the rules, the application, the subtleties.
Burden of playing defense.
Look. We ain't gonna go all into that. He said offensive. Can you stay here? Look, that lets me know you don't even want to have this argument. You're gonna talk about defense. He said best offensive.
If you don't gotta play defense, it's easier to play offense.
Look,
don't burn no energy on the other end.
All I'm gonna say is he is Jordan and Kobe. A little off on the athleticism, but got the three-point shot, which makes you unguardable. If I got to go out there 30 feet, it's a problem, and that's what James Harden does. He capitalized on it.
When I think of the best scorer, I think of all-around game. And I have arguments a lot of times with my friends when they're arguing about who's the better scorer between Kevin Durant and Stephen Curry. They say, well, Steph is averaging more. I said, well, that three-point ball helps. The three-point ball, the emphasis on the three-point shot, obviously helps the likes of Stephen Curry and helps the likes of James Harden. But if you're talking about pure score, I'm thinking about somebody like a Kobe Bryant who go inside, outside, put the ball in the post. You could take the man outside, dribble penetration, everything. And just for that saying, that's why I have to go to Kevin Durant. Obviously, like I said, the three-point ball is dominated by Steph and James because they'll shoot 15 to 23s a game now. And that three-point ball is a serious weapon. But all around basketball totality game, I have to go with the likes of Kevin Durant.
And James Harden, the thing I love about this part of it is that he's taking advantage of what the rules are, which is that you can't hand check, that he's able, that sidestep that's not a travel, that's a travel. Now Chris Paul is doing it. I mean, he did it last night in the corner. So he didn't come in with this hyped athleticism. He's not 6'9", okay? He's not an ultra-quick point guard. What he figured out in D'Antoni's system, which I played in when Steve Nash, got the back-to-back MVPs, he allows the point guard to control, look at Jeremy Lin, to control the ball. Yeah. Jeremy Lin that's how he got paid, was with Mike D'Antoni. So all of those factors, I think that factor into why James Harden is where he's at right now. And I'm going to tell you this, though. The points that he scores, especially when Chris Paul was out, they weren't empty baskets because they resulted in W's. So you got to give him credit from that perspective because there's a lot of guys that score that don't win. Anthony Davis scored a lot of points. It didn't result into wins. James Harden's big numbers, 50-plus points, 40-plus points, they weren't empty numbers.
Hold on. Don't let him off the hook. He ain't said who's the best scorer.
Oh, the best scorer is Kevin Durant.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, yeah, best scorer. It ain't no question because he can do it in multiple. You're not putting James Harden on the post, okay? You're not putting him at the mid-post with one dribble. You know what I mean? No.
But you know what's unfair to James Harden? Every time he climbs the next level in terms of respect, in terms of him being a part of the all-time greats, we always go back to system, or we always go back to his coaching and the style he plays in. But everybody has to stay within the context of what their scheme is.
We're not disrespecting him, Marcellus.
Well, hold on. If you're not saying that James Harden, who has the second most points per game in the three-point era since Jordan, he's averaging 36 since Jordan. And he's not the only guy out there who's been playing under this system and in the NBA.
Move him to Golden State, and what do those numbers look like? And move Kevin Durant.
But see, his usage rate is going to go down. He's not going to be at 40% usage rate.
Right.
So if you put me in that system like that when I was younger, I'm going to put points up.
It sounds great, and I'm not dissing Jimmy Jackson.
Hold up.
But you know what? He is actually doing that.
And that's my point, is that he's with the perfect system to have the ball in his hand the whole time.
I've heard this argument so many greats. Tom Brady loses because of the system, because of Belichick. And James Harden, well, he's with D'Antoni and his system usage rate. Look, there is no defense to what he's doing. Right now, I love me some KD, 23 and 21 in the first two games.
Right.
there's a little defense against him. And it's not Patrick Beverly. It's the fact that the flow offense, and everyone needs to touch it a couple times before coach says shoot. Therefore, there's a way that he can get off his game. Golden State tonight is going to get into Plan B basketball. Now, you could say that if he was there with D'Antoni, Kevin Durant wouldn't even be thinking twice and would just be jacking him up. I like KD more as a scorer, but I'm not going to slight James Harden in that
your
conversation.
football reference, how many quarterbacks look good in that New England system when Tom Brady was out? Didn't Matt Castle get paid?
Matt Castle's the only one for a long time. Everybody else a game or two.
But he got paid, right?
Oh, yeah.
Garoppolo? Maybe.
That's two
Maybe.
games.
But what I'm saying,
I hear
though, you can go back to when you want to use that reference, that guys who stepped in and played in that system look good in that system. And they got paid from that. I'm not taking anything from James Harden.
We're both not. I think that's the point.
I'm just making sure.
It's not a slight. If anything,
At all.
If anything, he's number 2. We're just giving a reason.
Oh, I'm
the
not going to
rationale.
slide.
Okay.
I'm not.
See, I thought y'all, when y'all all said that,
Well,
I'm like,
heck no.
I felt,
My man getting buckets, man.
I wouldn't even put him number 2.
Woo!
Because I really believe.
what is going on?
I really believe if Steph Curry played in that system, he would put up 2K numbers. It would look like NBA 2K out there.
Hey, I can't.
And so
You got me there.
I've seen Steve Nash. I've
Yeah.
seen Steve Nash in that system. I've seen everybody eat in that system. Amari Stoudemire. Didn't he have
How
a
much did Nash average?
What? He got 2 MVPs.
But 17
I'm just saying.
points. That ain't 36.
No. But look,
y'all.
move Steph Curry to Houston and just, Steph, here's the ball. You don't got to pass it to nobody.
We hate reality.
You don't have
Move him here and go there.
You don't have to
Hate
play
reality.
defense
That'd
on
be
the other end.
That'd be nasty.
I'll tell you who looked good in that system. Raymond Felton did when he was in New York for a minute.
Yeah.
Okay? Raymond Felton looked like a different point guard before they traded him.
Y'all don't do that. Y'all know he had other issues.
Hold on, but what I'm saying though, for that short period of time before they traded him with Carmelo.
And Raymond Felton damn near like me and out there.
Come on.
That's the point. If he would have stayed Raymond Felton, he'd be still balling.
They was talking about maybe potentially him being one of the better point guards in the East at that time, but he was in D'Antoni's system.
Had all-star consideration.
Had all-star consideration. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, man.
Put it this way, I don't want to guard James Harden because it's impossible. You know what I mean? It's impossible to guard him.
I'm listening to Donovan McNabb, Alex Smith, Patrick Mahomes. All bald, right? But aren't there levels to how you do it in the system? Because they all had Andy Reid, but damn, Patrick Mahomes, 50? First time starting? Like, can y'all respect that? Nash, okay, 17 points. No, he looked good.
But he didn't have to score. Nash didn't have to score like that.
Forget, the pace was different then. The pace was different. They wasn't scoring
That's true.
at a crazy rate there.
But all I'm saying is this guy is doing it to a level where even the all-time greats like Barkley's like, show me better. Now, you can imagine better. You can put KD in your mind on D'Antoni's team. You can put Steph, but show me better. It gets a little
Well,
silent.
I can show you a better scorer in Kevin Durant because there's not one spot on the court where Kevin Durant can't get multiple
Agreed.
buckets. That's not the same with James Harden. Now, he gets to all those spots with the ball in his hands and going one-on-one and doing all that, but
he gets to the free throw line more than all of them.
Yeah, he does. He games the system. He's a tremendous. He's a cheat code.